Hey guys, it's me Sarah, the video editor here at Wholesale Ted. And in this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm actually going to be giving you 8 different ideas for side jobs and side gigs that you can do to earn extra money. All of these side gigs and side jobs are perfect if you are studying or working full-time. And of course, if you don't like the first one or the second one or the third one, then keep listening because I've got 8 different ones and the chances are there will be one in here that you like. Now, a quick disclaimer, on this channel, I usually teach people how to make money, not through side jobs and side gigs, but starting their own online business. But the truth is that all the business models that I do teach here on this channel require some sort of startup money. Now, some of them, like private labeling on Amazon, can cost well over $1,000 to get started, while there are others out there that are a lot cheaper. Like if you want to start an AliExpress dropshipping store, you can definitely do that for under $50. And if you're interested in that model, then I suggest you watch my video, How to Start a Business with No Money, and I will have a link to that in the description below. And you know, $50 may not seem like much to some, but I understand that to others, finding that extra cash can be hard. I've been receiving an influx of comments recently from people who tell me that they don't have any money to get started, which is what inspired this video. But of course, if you're watching this and you don't want to start your own business, then that's okay. You don't have to use the extra money that you earn from these jobs to start an online business. You can use it for whatever you like. So let's jump straight into it. Side job number 1, resell items online. Considering that this channel is all about e-commerce, it should not surprise my subscribers here on my channel that this made the cut. For this gig, you buy items cheaply from thrift stores, garage sales, and yard sales, and then resell them for a profit on sites like eBay, Amazon, and Craigslist. The easiest way to get started with this is to look around your house for items that you no longer need, and then list them for sale on eBay. And there was actually a study done in 2011 by the NPD research firm, which showed that the average American household has over $7,000 in junk in their house that they no longer use. So if you want to get into this gig, look around your house for items that you no longer use, and then look at the prices that they're selling for on eBay. Clothing, shoes, accessories, kitchenware, toys, and games, these are some great categories to get started in. By going through your items, you're going to find a lot that are worthless, but you're also going to find some that are worth a surprising amount. For example, let's say that you or your kids have some old video games. Well, I've got 2 here. I've got Mario Kart Super Circuit for the Game Boy Advance, and I've got Pokemon Fire Red, which my subscribers here at Wholesale Ted will probably recognize from other examples. A bit of research reveals that this little baby here, Mario Kart Super Circuit, is selling for about $8 on eBay. But some research reveals that Pokemon Fire Red here is selling for about $20. Now, this one is probably not worth listing and selling on eBay, but this one definitely is. But it's not just about earning that extra $20 by selling an item that you no longer use. It's about the fact that now that you've found that item and sold it, you know that if you found a Pokemon Fire Red game for cheaper than $20, that you could pick it up and resell it on eBay for a profit. By going through your house and identifying brands and items that are valuable and sell for good prices on eBay, it means then that when you go to thrift stores, garage sales, and yard sales, that you are going to know what sort of items to look for. So if you go to a yard sale and see that there's a big box of Game Boy Advance games selling for $5 each, which is actually pretty common at yard sales, then you're going to see that a Mario Kart Super Circuit in there is not an item that you want to pick up. But if you see Pokemon Fire Red in there, you know that you should buy this and resell it for a profit. As my subscribers here at Wholesale Ted probably know, this was my first ever side gig in business, and it became very profitable very fast. Side job number 2, become a user tester. This is an easy part-time side gig that you can do for some extra cash. To do it, you're going to need a microphone for your computer. Luckily, of course, most laptops have a microphone included already. There is a website called usertesting.com. Businesses need their websites tested all the time. When they do, they'll post jobs on usertesting.com. Simply go there, create an account, and wait to be verified. And once you're verified, you can start applying for jobs. Some jobs will require a quick 2 to 4 question survey to see if you are eligible for the job. Now, it's very difficult to know what the developers are looking for, so I do not suggest that you try to game these answers. I suggest you give honest answers. When completing a test, you will need to be running the screen capture software created by usertesting.com. When the test starts, you'll be given a set of instructions on your screen that you need to read out into your microphone. You then need to perform those instructions while talking into your microphone about your experiences. There are small 5-minute jobs that pay at about $3 a job, and these are usually very simple, such as giving your first impressions that you have when you look at a site. And then there are longer 10 to 15 minute jobs which pay out about $10 to $15 per job. And these require you to do a little bit more. For example, you might be required to go to a search engine on the site and look for a particular product. And while you're performing your test, developers would also appreciate it if you talked into the microphone about any recommendations you have to improve your experience and also any bugs that you encounter. And after you've completed your job, you will receive payment direct into your PayPal account within 7 days. So this is a very easy side gig that basically anyone could do with no qualifications. Side job number 3, become a virtual assistant or freelancer. Now, I personally have a team of virtual assistants that I hire, so I'm going to give you some insider tips on how to get hired. Being a virtual assistant, otherwise known as a VA or freelancer, means that you basically are a remote employee completing jobs from your house. But you aren't an official employee, you're usually a contractor, which means then that you have the flexibility to set your own hours and to set your own prices and to also pick the contracts that you like. The easiest way to find VA and freelancing jobs is to use a site called Upwork. It's the largest online marketplace for VAs and freelancers. Some common areas that people need virtual assistants for all the time in are data entry, copywriting, article writing, graphics design, and tech support. Obviously, if you have some specialized skill in something like knowing a specific coding language, then you can charge more than somebody who is doing something like data entry. Like I've got a guy who helps me out with my website and he works for $25 an hour. But anyone with any skills can get started. You can always start with something simple like data entry. So how do you get your first job and start making money as a VA or a freelancer? Well, here are 3 tips to help you get hired. 1. Fill out your profile. It seems basic, but you wouldn't believe how many applicants that I get from people that don't fill out your profile, and this is a big mistake because it's basically like a CV. And because so few people bother to fill out their profile, then it means that you will stand out when you do. Tip 2. If relevant, have a portfolio. If you are applying for a creative job, then it is essential that you have a portfolio showing off your best work. I will never hire someone for a creative position if they don't have a portfolio. And if you have done commercial and paid work, then you should be sure to highlight this in your portfolio. The fact that you have been paid for your work shows that you are worth the money. Tip number 3, get reviews ASAP. Online reviews are king, and when it comes to this, there is no exception. An easy way to do this is to get your friends and family to create a profile and then to hire you. And of course, if you do a good job, to leave a positive review. Having just 5 reviews is enough to make you stand out. And bonus tip, use the job to learn about other businesses. Here is something for you to think about. I'm regularly hiring VAs to do things like set up my Shopify stores. And when you think about it, when I'm hiring my VAs, I'm basically teaching them the process of how to create a profitable Shopify dropshipping store. So there's a lot of insider tips that you can learn from other businesses by working for them. Side job number 4, Amazon Mechanical Turk. Now here at Wholesale Ted, we normally teach people how to make money with Amazon by creating their own store on it. One of the more popular videos we have on this subject is making money with a dropshipping business, and I'll have a link to that video in the description below. But Amazon is a huge site and it has a lot of different ways that you can make money on it, and one of them is Amazon Mechanical Turk. This is an online marketplace for small, quick online jobs called HITs. There are literally hundreds of thousands of HITs up for grabs. Businesses, universities, researchers, and consumer focus groups will often post jobs on the site, and they're normally quick 2 to 10 minute jobs that you can complete. The most common HITs by far are surveys, so if you want to make money by taking surveys from home, then congratulations, Amazon Mechanical Turk is a great way to do this. At first you'll be at the bottom of the barrel completing tasks that have low payouts, but very quickly as you complete more you'll move up the ranks and you'll become eligible for ones that have premium payouts. Now you don't earn much per task. A survey might have a payout of like 40 cents, and when it's phrased like that you're probably thinking, well, why would I care about taking a survey for 40 cents? Well, think of it like this. A survey might take you 2 minutes. If a survey takes you 2 minutes, then that means that you could complete 30 an hour, which means then that you are earning about $12 an hour. And no, that is not amazing, but if you need the extra money and you're willing to hustle and take these surveys while you're sitting on your couch watching TV, then it can add up to a few $100s a week. And best of all, no skills are required, so it's something that anybody can get into. Side job number 5, become an Airbnb host. If you own or rent an entire house or apartment, then you can make some extra money on the side with Airbnb. Here are 3 tips that you can follow to make more money as an Airbnb host. Tip number 1, you don't need a spare bedroom. It doesn't matter if you don't have a spare bedroom or a spare bed to rent out. Lots of people are willing to sleep in a living room, on a couch, or on a blow-up bed. This also sets you apart because of the fact that since people are sleeping in a living room, then they won't expect to be charged as much. And there are some people out there that would rather be sleeping in a living room and to pay a lower price. Tip number 2, get reviews ASAP. As I've said before, reviews are king, and Airbnb is no exception. If you don't have any reviews, people will be wary of coming to stay with you, so you need to get them as fast as you can. The easiest way to get reviews is, again, to get your friends and family involved. Get them to stay with you, and of course, if they enjoy their experience, leave a positive review. You can also start out by discounting your place below your competitors' pricing so that people will have an incentive to come stay with you despite the fact that you don't have any reviews. Tip number 3, get positive reviews and not negative ones. Obviously, this is a very important thing to do. Bad reviews will hurt your conversion rates. You can even go a little bit further and provide extras that they wouldn't normally receive from a hotel, like toothpaste. People love unexpected extras like this. I used to include little candies in the video games that I sold on eBay, and people loved it, and they would always leave a positive review. And do your best to get the guests to be checked in ASAP. It's okay to have a check-in time, but do not be late to the time that you agree to. And clean your house thoroughly before the guest arrives. The biggest reason why people will leave negative reviews on Airbnb is because of the cleanliness of the house. I'll have a link on how you can sign up to become an Airbnb host in the description below. Please be aware that description does include affiliate links. Here at Wholesale Ted, all of our YouTube videos are free, and affiliate links help us keep our videos free. Side job number 2, become an Uber Lyft driver. If Uber and/or Lyft is available in your city and you have a suitable car and meet the requirements, you can become a driver for Uber and Lyft. And if you don't even have a car, that's actually okay because you can still do this by basically renting a car for free from Lyft. So here are my 3 tips for making the most out of Uber and Lyft as a side gig. Tip 1, drive during surge pricing hours. When you hear people say that they're making $20 or $30 an hour driving with Uber and Lyft, it's because of the fact that they are driving during these surge pricing hours. This is how you make the most money. The surge pricing hours are usually between 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Friday to Sunday because of the fact that people need to get home after drinking. For many people, they will cringe at the thought of these hours, but it's actually kind of convenient because of the fact that most full-time jobs are between 8 to 5. It means then that if you are willing to hustle, that you can still drive with Uber and Lyft during their most profitable hours because it won't conflict with your usual schedule, and you can still make hundreds of dollars extra per week. Tip number 2, get a free car with Lyft. Lyft is Uber's biggest competitor and they are racing to catch up with them, which is really good for us as consumers. To help out people who don't have a car or don't want to use their own car, Lyft have a program where they'll let you rent a car. The more rides you do with them, the cheaper the car costs to rent. If you do about 65 rides with them, then the car is free. And tip number 3, drive with both Uber and Lyft if you can. Now, not all cities have Lyft, my local city doesn't, but if yours does, then you can have both of them on at once and get rides from both apps. And I'll have some links on how you can get started with this in the description below. Side job number 7, become a tasker on TaskRabbit. Now, this app isn't locally available in all cities around the world. If it is available in your city, then you can pick up local jobs, but even if it's not available in yours, you could still make money from this app, and I will explain how later in the video. TaskRabbit is an app where people can post odd jobs around the house that they need someone to come and help them perform. Taskers can apply, set their own rates, and if accepted, they come and do the job. Now, all sorts of jobs get posted. People are constantly looking for people to help them move furniture, set up IKEA furniture, and do things like cooking and cleaning. There was a video I was watching on YouTube about TaskRabbit where a guy was paid $80 an hour for 20 hours to come in and set up some office furniture. And he was also paid $40 to come and help an older lady lift some groceries up 3 flights of stairs. Now, as I said, TaskRabbit is not available everywhere, but people will post remote jobs on there for things like data entry. So even if TaskRabbit is not available in your city, you could still make money from it. And side job number 8, become a paid blogger. And finally, if you like writing and you like the idea of your work being posted on popular blogs, then you can become a paid blogger. There is a site, Make a Living Writing, which has a list of over 90 blogs and websites that will pay you more than $50 per article and blog post that you write for them. And some of these sites will pay up to $200 to $250 per article that gets posted on them. So, it could be a nice little side gig to get into. And because you're paid per article, it's very flexible, so you can work it around your schedule. There are lots of different sites out there that need content. Travel blogs, food blogs, tech blogs, finance blogs, lifestyle blogs. So many different sites need content. Alright, so those are my 8 different side jobs and side gigs that you can do to earn extra money, many of them that you could complete from home. If you liked this video, I'd appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe to us here at Wholesale Ted for more great videos about making money online. Now, I want to be honest. I don't want anybody to feel offended here or feel like I'm lecturing anybody, but I want to close off this video with something quickly. While these jobs are all perfectly fine and many of them pay out a fair amount per hour, I would personally not do any of them. And the reason why is because of the fact that I've got businesses that earn me tens of thousands of dollars in passive income every month. I get paid even if I am doing nothing. It's pretty amazing and life-changing because it means that I don't have to work anymore and I can spend my time doing whatever I like creating YouTube videos. But it wasn't always this way. In the beginning, I had to hustle and go to yard sales and thrift stores and find video games cheaply that I could then resell online. And while this was pretty good money, I realized that I had an earning cap because of the fact that I was constantly having to go out there and exchange my time for money because I was constantly having to hustle to find new games to sell. So instead of spending the money that I earned on things like video games and clothes, I decided to take the money that I earned from my side gig and instead invest it in passive online businesses and assets. And well, the rest is history. While most of my friends were spending their money on extra stuff, I instead invested my money and had short-term sacrifices for long-term gains, and I have no regrets about that decision. And to this day, I still continue to invest in passive businesses and assets. So here is the point to my story. How you choose to spend the money that you earn from these side jobs and gigs is entirely up to you. But I would strongly recommend reinvesting at least a portion of it into passive assets and businesses that earn you money so that one day you could be paid thousands of dollars every month to do nothing as well. And if you are interested in starting your own online business, then I recommend that you download our free ebook, How to Make $10,000 a Month Online with Dropshipping. You'll find a link on how to download this incredible life-changing ebook in the video description below.